Hey guys, Jonah back with another beer review. Had a bath, feeling slightly better, but still under my cold. So if I cough and all that kind of jazz, please forgive me. But we are back in the Netherlands. We're back in Amsterdam or Hamsterdam, whatever you want to say. And yeah, there's an article in here by the lovely Robin Gilmore about this brewery, which is, yeah, like I say, based in Amsterdam. It's a kind of new brewery, newish, should I say. And the beer we are looking at, I like those articles. Um, it is Slick Rick White IPA, at 5.2%. And it's interesting. It says Forever Young, but when you read the actual brewery name, which I don't know if it's on here because I don't know if it's been imported. Yeah, look, there you go. So it's Forever Young Brewery, but if you read that, it says brewed and canned for Brewery de Urigi Jugend in the EU and then imported. So it's brewed for them somewhere else in the EU. Which is interesting to me. But yeah, you try saying that. Brewery de Yuri Jungi, yeah, Forever Young Brewery. Nuts, eh? Right, we only got barley, hops, yeast, and water, which is kind of cool. If we go back over here, Slick Rick is the name here. A sly young god who causes jitters with his sultry look and causes your heart to race. Slick Rick brings out the irresistible charmer in you. Free-spirited Adonis as the party starter, your colourful shadow on the dance floor who makes you want to jive and boogie. Jesus. Yeah, growing old can wait. And avoid those pregnant ladies there at the bottom. We have even got a black can until we get to the bottom. Give me a black bottom. That's what I want. Please, I'm begging you, Beer 52. Give me a black bottom. Anyway, do a bit of a pressure test on this bad boy. It's weird. It's a black can, but it's a white IPA. So I guess this is going to be a hazy IPA. Let's hope it doesn't go everywhere. No, it doesn't. Let me have a quick look while I can on the Beer 52 for the hoppage. Here we go. Let's get this into a tulip glass for an Amsterdam beer. That sounds pretty damn cool. We're going to get a bit of a charge at the end. No, not really. So that's quite interesting. Yeah, so the hopping in here is Magnum, Mosaic, and Citra. That was quite a forceful pour. It's probably going to disappear. It is a little bit hazy, but not too bad. I was expecting it to be really white. Finger's head just slightly off white, and maybe a tone off white. There's Slick Rick dancing there. There we go. There's a nice thumbnail for you. Oh, my nose is still a bit kind of bunged up. As I said, this cold. This is a normal kind of winter's cold, not that horrendous thing that I had that lasted a month over Christmas. It was awful. This one's lasted, I think, 5 or 6 days. My dad, dearly departed, unfortunately, he always said a cold is 3 days brewing, 3 days with you, and 3 days on the way out. So I am now on the way out, but my nose is still, yeah, still a bit dodge. I like that colour because it's slightly darker. It's definitely an old school IPA colour. I don't think I don't think there's any crystal malt in there, but it looks like there could be. Little bit of citrus. but not a huge amount. Otherwise, even my poor responding nose would probably pick it up at this point. Lots of kind of alliteration and weird stuff going on there. Cheers and beers, Divya. If you're new to the channel, why not think about subscribing? Look at the back catalogue, enjoy, and if I've entertained you, why not click like? It really does help me out, by the way. So even if you're a dab hand at watching my videos, please click like. Yeah, it helps me out. Cheers and beers. That is actually quite nice. Not a huge amount of flavour or taste from the hops, but there's a lovely kind of creaminess there. Um, and I guess that's what makes this kind of a white IPA. Is it really hoppy enough though? I don't know what the IBUs are on this particular hops, but I've been looking into research for my IPA presentation training session. Sorry, Christine, if you're watching this. And yeah, there's a lot of beers that call themselves IPAs, but as we know, they're not IPAs. They're just using the moniker IPA to try and sell their beer. Um, what makes this a white IPA? I have got no clue. Alcohol-wise, 5.2, not far off. It should be over 5.5, really, but 5.2 is not too bad. But yeah, the hopping level should be high. It should be. That's the thing about IPAs. They should have. They should be heavily hopped. Simple as that. And the hops should balance. Or no, what am I talking about? The hops should reign over the malts. So the balance should be tilted towards the hops. That's what I wanted to say. Still got brain fog, I'm afraid, but yeah, for me, that's what makes it IPA. And in the new style, in the hazy IPAs, which a lot of them are not IPAs at all, you're putting a lot of hops in late on. So you could say they're heavily hopped, but they're just not as not got as heavy an IBU um, because the hops are going in late. But some of these dank beers where they've got a shed load of hops, you know what time it is. It's IPA time. Oh, and you know me, I've been banging this drum for years, saying that a lot of IPAs are not IPAs, they're just pale ales. But for some reason, well, I know exactly the reason because in America, and everyone copies America, don't they? God knows why. Um, IPAs were a massive thing, and they were a thing, and a lot of the time they were actual proper IPAs. Um, and nowadays, especially in Europe, we've gone really sketchy, and session IPA has emerged, which is just a ridiculous misnomer, I believe it's called. Um, yeah, very strange. A session strong beer. It's like, what? What? It's just a name by any other name and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of these beers, including this one, I would say are pale ales and not IPA at all. But hey, who am I? Who am I? You have to judge. And obviously, I'm just reviewing this beer. I'm not doing an official judging. Whether that's a camera judging, like I do a lot of the time, or a BJCP judging, um, they both have strict criteria about what an IPA should be. BJCP has a lot more categories of IPA, but I'm pretty sure that session IPA at the moment isn't a recognised style by either, and they're the two biggest ones. Let's finish this off. It's going to be over 10 minutes. Sorry about that, guys. And then you guys can get on your way. that was a very nice and sessionable beer. But like I say, that's definitely a pale ale. There we go. Slick Rick from Forever Young. And I don't know if it'll focus on there. It's a white IPA at 5.2%. Fantastic beer if you can get it, but it's going to lose marks for calling itself an IPA when it wasn't. Please take care of yourselves, guys. Take care of each other over this weekend. Why not try and get some beers in? And don't panic, because I will be back to entertain you, and that's coming up real soon.